Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
How do I get back in?
And welcome to Take My Advice. I'm not using a gift balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness, so there's no gossip, no scandal, and no swear words.
Why so many places? Because I want to maximize.
And I can hear the feedback. And I'm so delighted you're here. I am Dr. Marissa reporting live from San Francisco because it is Happy Chinese New Year of the Wood Snake.
That way.
And I'm so delighted that I'm here on your favorite day of the week, if you are a sorority sister for sure, on my very wonderful series called Doctors in the House with Dr. Marissa and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
And she is way more than her title of MD, board certified OBGYN. She has mastered the art of children's books, as well as playwright, singer, songwriter, cook, best peach cobbler in the world, and so much more. I'm so happy that she's here Wednesday for Doctors in the House. Dr. Tiffanie Tate, welcome back to the studio.
Always a pleasure to be here. I love Wednesday because I love to see your gorgeous face.
Oh, back at you. And yeah, I see eyeballs in the studio already. And today, especially, Dr. Tiffany gets extra kudos because when I am remote and reporting live somewhere else, she gets to play with buttons more because I don't want to stick my finger in your face on camera. So today I just let her know like 15 minutes ago. So kudos to you beforehand on taking the extra load this morning. But we're very excited to have you. We're going to start with our normal good life habit, #Blisscipline, the top of every show, which is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich for breakfast. Top of the bun is all the things that we're grateful for outside of ourselves. Bottom of the bun is what we're grateful for inside of ourselves. And we're going to model that for you to do before you go to bed tonight. So, Dr. Tiffany, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for just living, and every day is a gift. That's why it is called the present.
Beautiful. I am grateful that today is Chinese New Year, and Dr. Tiffany is wearing one of the colors. I kind of forgot for what I brought up here, but I'm multicolored. But if you want to go change, the royal colors for today for Chinese New Year are red, gold, and green. And so Dr. Tiffany follows that very well, and we'll be talking about tidbits about Chinese New Year throughout the show from me, since I know you thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. And I'm grateful that I'm up here visiting my daughters who live in San Francisco. I'm here with my grand dog son who is sleeping right now. Let's see if you can see him. Can you see him?
I do, a cutie pie.
So I'm up here visiting, so a little bit different of a background, but I'm so delighted to be able to celebrate my Chinese roots with my kids. What else are you grateful for?
I am grateful that this weekend I will be going to celebrate Nathaniel's 25th birthday. Woo, woo,
Yay, my nephew, honorable nephew. Make sure you play games and beat them
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
on my behalf.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ah, I'm grateful that I did remember to bring qipao to wear for the holiday. This is the traditional Chinese woman's dress that is a symbol of dignity and beauty and classiness and um, lots of tradition behind this particular thing with little frogs and stuff too. What are you grateful for?
And I am grateful that today we are celebrating Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Incorporation Day. So we are supreme in service to all mankind. And today we are celebrating our Incorporation Day.
Wonderful. There's so many different things to celebrate with that. I'm like, didn't we
Mhm.
just celebrate your birthday or something like that?
Yes,
But
our Founders Day. Yes,
okay.
January is a lot we have a lot to be thankful for and a lot to celebrate. So yes, we
Abs-
celebrate all month long.
Nothing wrong with that. That's just like our birthdays. Dr. Tiffany is the only other person I know that celebrates birthdays longer than I do. I do birthday month. Well, I started with birthday week, and she beat me with birthday month, and I think we're gonna both take it to birthday quarter. So,
Mhm. Birthday year, whoop, whoop.
yeah, why not? Why not? We love to
Why not?
celebrate. It feels
Absolutely.
good, right? It feels good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, I am grateful that no matter what is happening around me, I know how to choose happiness. Oh, and that segues into the bottom of the button, which is what do you like about yourself? And that certainly is something that I really um, appreciate about myself. In fact, I had a dream last night that I was teaching and I was talking about, and I was looking into a person's eyes. And it's one thing to love and to care if things are good out there, like it's
Mhm,
one thing to use that as a reason to feel good, but if
mhm,
you can master or work at or feel that same love and care when things aren't going well around you, that is living in that present. You talked about living in the knowing that no
mhm.
matter what, everything's going to be okay, and you are loved, loving, and lovable. So I appreciate my ability to continue to both live that message and teach that message and you know dream that message. It's kind of funny, but yeah. So I appreciate that about myself. What about you, doctor?
And along those lines, especially in today's climate, I think it's very important to be a beacon of positivity, and I appreciate that fact because I don't think it's being Pollyanna. I think it's just focusing on the good. And I like that I am able to focus on the good because the glass is always full. Whether it's half water and half air, it's still full. And it's all about perspective. And I like that I like to look at the good perspective.
Absolutely. And last one, I appreciate my ability to apologize, even though it is like my least favorite hobby. I am able to do it, and it does always feel better after I do it. So I appreciate my ability to do that.
I appreciate my ability to accept people for who they are despite our differences. And I think that that is very important in this day and age to say it's okay to disagree and it's okay to be different. And I love you for who you are. And it's okay to be different. You don't have to like my differences, and I don't have to like your differences, but I can accept you for being different, and we can respect each other as we are. And I like that fact.
Yeah, that's so important right now, too. It's like I call it the Operation Agree to Disagree. Lots of stuff going around. You know, the way that most media, the worst case scenario possibility on anything that's happening. So I was talking to my daughter, and she's like, I said, it really, if I said before that the worst way to start your day is with looking at the news, not mine, but looking at the mainstream, it's even worse now, especially if you didn't vote the way it went. And we're not talking about politics, but we are really faced now with how can you develop your own ability to not freak out, not go to worst case scenario, not worry about things that you cannot control, and just make sure that every single day you are loving and laughing and learning and caring, and this is the time. And
Mhm.
head in the sand. Absolutely. If you want to accuse me of that, it makes me feel better when I don't know, because it's not a definite on anything yet. So let's just use this place to affirm best case scenario, always best case scenario.
Yeah, every day should be a woosah day right about now. And
Oh,
it
what's
doesn't
that?
matter. Oh, a woosah, a relaxing woosah day. We
Oh,
just
that's
breathe
something
in,
new.
breathe out, and go woosah,
Ah, where's that
woosah.
from?
It's just a relaxation method. Just in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just woosah.
Oh, where's the woosah from? Is that a
It,
native
it's a
sounds
it's
native?
just a relaxation method. It's a
Oh.
woosah moment.
Oh,
And
interesting.
yes.
I didn't know that. I use my three breath technology, which got created with my balanced Tai Chi Gong. So since we're talking about that, let's just do that. Breathe in through the nose one time and release. Soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees, and relaxing them. That's your breath connecting with your body. Another deep
Mhm,
breath in and releasing all the stories and the drama, especially the headlines. And that's connecting with your mind, the breath, chi. And the third breath in, connecting with me through chi, eternal energy, the breath of life, no beginning, no end. It is life force. That's how we're all connected to that energy that created every single drop of water, different from the other snowflake, and us. So that's way bigger than a president. It's way bigger than a policy. It's way bigger than the wars. It is the peace and love and fullness that we really are at the core of who we are. So I use those three breaths a lot.
mhm,
As soon as I feel like I'm starting to want to give a knee jerk reaction, which definitely leads to jerkiness. So that's a tool. So you got
mhm,
woosah for the short moments. You have the three big breath technology if you have more time. So
mhm.
that's what we do, huh, Dr. Tiffany? Always chock full
Yes,
with ways to make you feel better.
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. That's it for breakfast. We had a great, yummy bite of our gratitude sandwich. Hopefully, before bed tonight, you'll practice the one on the bottom of the bun and feel good about yourself. Maybe do that breathing before you float off into beautiful land instead of nightmares or not or sleeplessness, because you need your sleep. And it's always good to think about what's good about you before you go to bed instead of what's bad or who done you wrong. So
Mhm,
28 consecutive days for a good life habit, whether you do it here with me every weekday morning or not. Hope that you have breakfast with your gratitude sandwich. Thanks for joining us today. And now for the topic of the day. And I forgot to bring my ding ding. Everything is awesome. Ding, 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 ding. Dr. Tiffany, what's the topic for today?
Everyone has issues. Whether we are in denial or in Delulu land, we all have issues. But today we are talking about attachment issues. And we have attachment issues with relationships. We have attachment issues with money. We have attachment issues in one way, shape, or form. And so I thought it would be an appropriate topic to discuss as we begin to approach the month of February, the month of love, as we prepare to delve into that month. So let's get it started. Oh, let's get it started.
Here we go. Do you have tissues for your issues? Is my play on that. And it's interesting when Dr. Tiffany texted me attachment issues, my mind went to codependence and that
Mhm,
all that kind of stuff, which is one way to attach to people, maybe not in the best way for you, but definitely for the best way for them because you put them in front of yourself. But
mhm.
the test that Dr. Tiffany found, it's an interesting angle that I've never, and I love new things, as you all know. So let's, and unfortunately, because I am reporting live on my smartphone, I'm not able to take the test like I usually do. So Dr. Tiffany is going to put the link, I think she already did, in the comments, or maybe not.
Because of the restrictions, I have tried to put it into the
Uh,
comments
okay.
a few
So, but
times.
if
But
you
if
if you
you
Google,
mhm,
use my assistant Google, where is it?
yes, you can Google, NPR attachment issues.
Oh, perfect. That's not too hard. Let's see. Google. So it's I love NPR. Let's see if I can do this. Can you do it in the comments? I can now. NPR
And
attachment.
it says, "What's your attachment style? Take
Okay,
this quiz to find out."
perfect. And now we're going to take the quiz. Let's see. Does that show up?
Yes, it's
Perfect.
NPR, "What's your attachment style? Take this quiz to find out."
Okay. Do you see my comment? Did it work?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So then you can read out the question and I'll answer it.
Okay.
And by the way, as she's doing that, it is the new year, Chinese New Year of the snake. And there's different there's a metal snake and this year it's a wood snake. And what that means is it is going to be a year filled with um, personal reflection, personal growth, wisdom. And so that's the theme for this year. So it makes it particularly lucky for those signs that are also reflective of uh, that part of your personality. So the reason why I'm saying this is because the year of the snake is a really good one for my year, which is ox. And ox means I'm bright, patient, kind, inspiring, outstanding parent, good alone. And that's sort of my astrology Chinese wise. And I looked Dr. Tiffany up this morning and she is, I thought she was a dragon, which was last year, but she's actually a tiger. And I sent her, can you want to read what your description is as a tiger?
Absolutely.
Were you
Um,
surprised? Did you know this?
yes, I did not know.
Good.
The
I love it.
tiger is full of vitality. The tiger is bold, adventurous, and energetic. But beware, because once prodded, it can pounce with fierce aggression. And I actually agree with that.
I do too. I was trying to figure out based on because I wanted to surprise you with it. Um, and so I was trying to go by the party I went to for the 50th, and it made you rabbit, and I read the description. It said shy and sweet. Not that you're not sweet, but shy, definitely not. And I'm like, I don't think so. So then I
Bless
text
my
her. I'm like, what
pearls.
year were you born? Now read ox for me.
The ox is reliable, hardworking, patient, and clever. Agree. Full of strength, they make great friends, but don't mind spending time on their own when needed.
That's
Agree.
pretty
Agree.
accurate, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. If you are curious about your own Chinese astrology, just pop it in the comments and we'll see if we can find something for you.
Okay. You ready for the quiz?
I'm ready.
Okay. Question 1. I often worry that my partner will stop loving me.
Nope.
That's right.
What partner? No, I'm kidding. But
But
I
when
mean,
you have a partner.
yeah, when I my husband, when I was not into the healing or healed to the point where I am now, yes, that would have been true. But no more. That wall's broken down.
Mhm. When you're in a relationship, think about that. I
Okay.
find it easy to be affectionate with my partner. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
I fear that once someone gets to know the real me, they won't like who I am. Agree or
Dis-
disagree?
Disagree.
That's
I
right. We
am
are
like,
lovable people, right?
yeah, well, it's like people say, so is there something about you that I wouldn't know about from your profile, right? Swipe or no swiping on the
Mhm.
apps. And my response is always, I live out loud. I'm an open book. There's very little. If you Google me, like, more than you wanted to know.
Yeah, to know me is to love me, right?
Right.
Right.
Most of the
We
time.
are just lovable people. Leos are lovable. The
Yeah.
lovable Leos. That's the LL, right? Right. Um, I find that I bounce back quickly after a breakup. It's weird how I can just put someone out of my mind. Agree.
Agree strongly. What guy?
Yeah, basically. Question 5. When I'm not involved in a relationship, I feel somewhat anxious and incomplete.
Uh,
Agree or disagree?
totally disagree.
I agree with that. I completely disagree. Question
Which is why
6.
we're both happily divorced and single. Hello.
That part. Um, Question 6. I find it difficult to emotionally support my partner when my partner is feeling down.
Mm.
Disagree. If they're feeling down, I could support them. But how about you?
Depends on how often that is. If
So
it's a
maybe
habit,
agree?
yeah, I agree. No, not disagree. Like, I think I now, if I had a partner, I wouldn't pick someone who's down all the time.
Okay. Question 7. When my partner is away, I'm afraid that my partner might become interested in someone else. Agree or disagree?
HE double hockey stick, disagree.
Okay. I feel comfortable depending on my romantic partner. Agree or disagree?
Huh?
Do you
Pardon?
feel comfortable depending on your partner? Agree or disagree?
Ooh, disagree,
Yeah,
if
I don't
I'm
depend on
honest.
anybody but myself. I
Yeah.
think people are
Yeah.
unreliable by nature. I have some trust issues. It's just a little bit.
You think?
Just a little bit. My independence is more important to me than my relationships. Agree or disagree?
Ooh.
We have to be honest with ourselves.
Agree.
I prefer not to share my innermost feelings with my partner. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
I agree. When I show my partner how I feel, I'm afraid my partner will not feel the same about me. Agree or disagree?
Disagree now, before huge agree. But yeah, this is Dr. Marissa 2.0, or maybe 8.0.
A lot of growth.
Yes.
I don't feel the need to act out much in my romantic relationships. Agree or disagree?
Do they define what acting out is?
No.
Okay. And repeat the question, please.
It's however you feel it is. I don't feel the need to act out much in my romantic relationships.
Agree.
I find it difficult to depend on my romantic partner. Agree or disagree?
I find it difficult to what?
Depend on my
Oh,
romantic partner. Agree or disagree?
agree. If I'm honest.
I have little difficulty expressing my needs and wants to my partner. Agree or disagree?
I'm working on that. I will say I'm like way better now. So I don't know if it's better enough to say agree. I'll say agree. Just I'm setting an intention for this next new
Yeah,
year.
I'm very demanding. I will tell you exactly what I want. You can rise to the occasion or not, but I'm definitely going to demand it. Hello, doggy. Hi.
It's Pablo.
Hey,
He's my grand
Pablo.
dog son.
Grand dog son, Pablo. How
Say
you
hi,
doing,
Dr. T.
buddy? Okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Okay, let me
Sorry.
get dog mom here. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I
It's my grand
sometimes
dog son.
I sometimes feel angry or annoyed with my partner without knowing why. Agree or disagree? You just look at them and they get on your nerves.
Yeah. I would say agree. Like it's the ick factor.
Okay. I am very sensitive to my partner's moods.
A lot of these I
Agree
want
or
to say I'm in the
disagree?
middle, but I'll say disagree.
Okay. I'm comfortable sharing my personal thoughts and feelings with my partner. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
I worry that if my partner leaves me, I might never find someone else. Agree or
Heck
disagree?
no, disagree.
An argument with my partner doesn't usually cause me to question our entire relationship. Agree or disagree? Do you
Usually does not.
catastrophize? It does not.
So I would say it does.
So, so you disagree.
I disagree.
My partner often wants me to be more intimate than I feel comfortable being. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
I worry that I'm not attractive enough. Agree or disagree?
Before agree, now disagree.
I miss my partner when we are apart, but then when we're together, I feel the need to escape. Agree or disagree?
Ooh. Am I taking truth serum here?
Truth serum here.
I'll say agree.
When I disagree with someone, I feel comfortable expressing my opinion. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
I don't have much of a problem staying in touch with my ex, strictly platonic. After all, we have a lot in common. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Okay. So your results, I'm going to
That-
also snapshot it and text it to you so
Okay.
that you can have a copy.
Do I really want to know?
Yeah, you do.
Uh-oh.
So you got 0% anxious, 75% avoidant, 63% secure. And so anxious, you love to be very close to your romantic partners and have the capacity for great intimacy. You often fear, however, that your partner does not wish to be as close as you would like your partner to be. Relationships tend to consume a large part of your emotional energy. You tend to be very sensitive to small fluctuations in your partner's moods and actions. And although your senses are often accurate, you take your partner's behaviors overly personally. As a result, you tend to act out and say things you later regret. Avoidant. It is very important for you to maintain your independence and self sufficiency, and you often prefer autonomy to intimate relationships. Even though you do want to be in a relationship, you feel uncomfortable with too much closeness and tend to keep your partner at arm's length. You don't spend much time worrying about your romantic relationships or being rejected. You tend not to open up to your partners, and they often complain that you are emotionally distant. In relationships, you are often on high alert for any signs of control or impingement on your territory by your partner. Secure. Being warm and loving in your relationship comes naturally to you. You enjoy being intimate without being overly worried about your relationships. You take things in stride when it comes to romance and don't get easily upset over relationship matters. You effectively communicate your needs and feelings to your partners and are also strong at reading your partner's emotional cues and responding to them. You share your successes and problems with your partner and are able to be there for your partner in times of need. Even though you have a secure attachment style, it is likely you have or will have relationships with people with other attachment styles. So
Hmm.
you are avoidant, secure. Now, when I took the test, let's see.
Avoidant secure. That sounds like a oxymoron, like jumbo shrimp or
Mhm.
decaffeinated coffee. Did anybody in the chat take the test? Like, I'm sure your sorority sisters are probably
They
last
did,
time
but
we.
they haven't posted anything.
Okay, okay. Be
And
interesting.
so I got more anxious avoidant.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting. I like mine better.
Mhm. So I'm more of a hodgepodge. I got a little bit of anxious avoidant and secure. I got
Okay,
a little bit of all three.
trifecta. You got the trifecta.
Yeah, so I got the trifecta.
Oh, good.
Um, but when it comes to attachment issues, a lot of times we are affected by our childhood, which is interesting because we are always a victim of our circumstances.
Before we get
And
into that, Dr. Tiffany, let me
okay,
take a quick break for news,
okay,
weather, and traffic. And I'm not going to do what I normally do, but I'll come back and talk to you about your books. Okay.
okay.
All right. And we'll be back in 2 and 2, which is usually 2 minutes, but with Chuck Woolery in mind, but not in my I'm not in my studio. 2 and 2. We'll be right back. News, weather, and traffic. Don't go away. Peace in, peace out. Oops. What that is.
And
And the
we are
stu-
back. I'm Dr. Tiffany
All
Tate.
right, there we go. Sorry, was that really staticky on your end?
Nope, but we're back.
Okay, we're back. My sound is a little bit funny, but am I okay? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, let me see what happened here. See if that's any better.
Mhm.
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go out. Oh, is that better?
Mhm.
It's It's still not good. I'm going to go out, Dr. Tiffany, and why don't you talk about your books?
I will. Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiffanie Tate, and you can find my website at www.drtiffanie tate.com. And on my site, you can find out information about my book, Little Engine Mia Sings. It is a story about a little trained Mia who gets bullied on the playground, and she learns how to talk to her friends, how to tell her teacher, and how to speak up and speak out, and how to combat bullying. And this book is available as an audiobook. You can get this book on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, as well as my website. There is another book called Bad Touching. It teaches children about safe practices and how to speak up, speak out, and protect themselves. It is for boys, girls, all children. This is also available on Amazon as well as Barnes and Nobles. Then there's my next book, Money Matters. It teaches children about saving, investing, as well as tithing. Pick up these books today.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using a gift balance with Dr. Marissa. The morning show here on KCAA and NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, My Show Central, YouTube TV channel. Please free subscribe. Give me the finger. Not that one, this one. And you can meet me here every weekday morning. And it is Wednesday mornings. So that is the site and the location of my fabulous Wednesday series called Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
we're talking today about attachment issues and tissues for your issues, as well as plugging in a little Chinese New Year love since that is today. So happy Chinese New Year to y'all. Don't you have a good reason to not clean up? No laundry today, no sweeping today, no cleaning today, no showering today. Why? Because it will wash away all of the good luck that comes on New Year's Day. Now, it goes for 15 days, this cycle of New Year. So try not to use bad words. Now, what are some bad words in the Chinese Lunar New Year? There's homophones. So, I talk about 8 all the time. It's a lucky number because it's a homophone for good fortune. Ba, fa. Well, 4 is 4. Oh, I shouldn't be saying it, but 10, it means death. So try to avoid using words that contain that number or talking about that number. As well, try not to take medication unless it's prescribed, because that is intending for a year of illness. Now, this is all Chinese superstition, so take it with a grain of Chinese salt. But I did want to bring that to you since it is Chinese New Year. And even when this airs a week later, it still will be Chinese New Year, so that you can, have a little fun and see what happens with the horoscope. So, Year of the Snake, wisdom, self and personal contemplation and growth. So that's the theme for this year.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I love it. Vitality, growth, improvement. I think all of those things are fabulous. And as we transition into the month of love, um, anything that encourages and uplifts is beautiful, and speaking vitality into a person's life is just beautiful, and that's what we are all about. So
Yeah.
as we talk about attachment issues, I think we
Can I interrupt, and just
Mhm.
while we're talking about this, can you look at the thing I sent you, that it's a particularly lucky year for certain animals? So I think it's the second last and the last slide that I sent you is it's lucky for your year of tiger, my year of ox, my daughter's year of rabbit, and then the rest I forget.
Oh, um It says, while it doesn't harm anyone to visit such a place to inspire positive thoughts, it encourages people born in the year of the ox, tiger, snake, monkey, rooster, and pig to get some extra blessings of the year. That part.
That part,
Ready to slither
exactly.
into 2025. Read on for more of the
Oh,
child's
no, no,
insight.
no. Don't worry
Oh,
about that.
oh, that
Yeah,
part.
don't
Okay.
worry. Yeah, yeah. But a lot of this is available if you use my assistant Google. So please do. You learn something new about Chinese New Year. And we have a comment here going back to attachment from Leo. Hi, Leo. Glad you could make it. We're talking about attachment issues. He was great. Yesterday, I had a guest on, Dr. Tiffany, who I had, the publicist had sent me all this information about the book that he wrote about the Black Cyclone, who's
Mm.
a Black cyclist who was, like not known, which was kind of weird, but it was in that time period where it was particularly bad discrimination. But he himself, I didn't realize I was talking to an Olympian, a world class athlete, and Leo brought it up to my attention. So thank you, Leo. And now he's surprised that I'm at 75%. He's only 63%. Are you like saying that you're better than me, Leo? That's funny. Um, but yeah, that's from a test that I just took with Dr. Tiffany. And if you uh, are just tuning in, you can always revisit. But we're talking about the NPR test on your attachment style, and I am uh, se- avoidance secure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are neurotic. No, I'm kidding. And you are anxious, avoidant, secure.
Yes.
All right. Pretty much. Oh, Leo's saying that we're a match. Ah, that's funny. All right. Dr. Tiffany, keep going with the attachment.
Yes. And so sometimes we wonder, um, how do you know if you have attachment issues, right? Um, so you might notice some of the following difficulties. If you have difficulties controlling your or expressing your emotions, anger, or no smiling, or responding to interacting with adults, or using extreme measures to get attention. Um, and I found it interesting. Sometimes they had classified it into like a reactive attachment issues or disinhibited social engagement. And they had like these two different classifications. And typically you have sometimes trust issues, which I tend to have. I'm owning my issues.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we can live in what I call delusional land, Delulu land, or we can probably have issues with friendships, not just relationships, romantic relationships. We can give people the side eye. And sometimes we can walk gently into relationships or have distance relationships, not physical distance, but emotional distance. And I think it's okay, but we need to not necessarily be resistant to affection or be difficult in showing affection. And I figured it was a good topic to address as we approach the month of love.
Absolutely. Let me give you a little real life example that will highlight this particular point. Um, I was complaining when I was married that my husband, he was my husband at the time, was emotionally unavailable. And my very wise friend said to me, asked me, so when did you figure out he was emotionally avoidant or emotionally unavailable? And I said, she said, before you got married, after you got married, a year after you got married. And I said, oh no, I knew when we started dating that he was emotionally unavailable. And she looked at me and said, so who's really emotionally unavailable then? And it was like, ugh, busted, so busted. I picked someone knowing because that was my issue. So if you happen to relate to that, it might be time, that proverbial, if you're pointing your finger this way, there's three pointing back at you, that it might be your issue to look at instead of blaming them, because you'll just continue to perpetuate that particular habit of attracting people or choosing to be with people who are emotionally avoided. And what I learned in my whole journey of self healing is that, like Dr. Tiffany said earlier, it can start really early. And so I had an upbringing that highlighted how undesirable, how everything I was. And so it's not unusual to replicate that in your adult life. Many of us, 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma, will select partners who highlight what is broken that needs to be fixed to try to fix it the second time around. However, it's much easier to work on yourself so that you're not trying to fix something broken from the past if you fix the present that is not working well. And that way you can leave the past really behind. So
Mhm.
that's the core of my work.
Yeah, in essence, we become addicted to the abuse, especially when you grow up in an abusive home, not necessarily physical abuse, but emotionally abused. Because if you grow up in an environment where you were emotionally neglected or verbally neglected or verbally abused, you find that is normal. And that's what you
Comfortable.
perceive as love. So you say, okay, distance is love. So you're okay with being in a relationship where you don't get that true emotional connection.
Mhm.
So if you find a partner who isn't meeting that emotional need, you're like, it's okay that they don't feel that need for you because you think that that's love, even though it's not really love. It's okay that they're not meeting your need, even though you say you want it and you're asking for it and they're not giving you what you need. You accept it, even though you know it's not right.
Because you spent years and years and years in that, so it's, of course it's going to be like that, because that's what I deserve. I bought it. I drank the Kool-Aid that I was somehow ugly, fat, and undeserving and unworthy and a bad daughter, and I bought into that. And so it's there's so many layers on this. I don't call it peeling an onion. I call it peeling an artichoke, because there's nothing good at the middle of an onion, by the way. But artichoke, at least you're getting, to the heart. But I in my own life, what was important to understand was nothing that I had done as a child deserved the treatment that I got, but everybody does the best that they can. And it was never my responsibility. Like, I didn't do anything to deserve being called fat and ugly or abused physically or emotionally or mentally. I did nothing to deserve that. That was not on me. However, it is on me now whether I want to continue to blame and shame and live in that past as if it were my fault, or if I take responsibility to heal those parts of me on my own. And that was the dream. How can I heal my own heart without looking to someone else to heal it for me? Then I can have relationships that are healthy and that I get not all the love, but the love that I feel worthy of, because I don't want to be with someone who gives all their love because they don't deserve love either. That's swinging the pendulum all the way to the other end. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
And how do you love someone with attachment issues? It is possible. Provide them compliments and expressions of gratitude and give them a safe environment. Help them know and appreciate their self worth and it, give them a reason to love you and let them know that they have no reason to doubt themselves. Provide a safe space for them and let them know that you don't need to fix them because there's nothing that needs to be fixed about them. Just provide a safe space. That's all you need to do. Because if they want to work on themselves, let them work on themselves. You're not Madam Fix-a-Lot or Sir Fix-a-Lot.
Oh, that's funny. Yes, although, I, the hair on the back of my neck goes up around trying to stay in a relationship where there's a lot of self-worth growth needed. And if it is at your expense, I wouldn't say provide that safe space. That's where, there's a tricky line there between codependence and independence, and how this is the model I taught my kids when they were kids. And I'm so grateful they actually teach their friends this is, when you were just talking, I was picturing you providing safe space like this, like going all the way over to the person, so they only have to do this. I don't think that's what you were talking about, but I do want to make that distinction.
Mhm.
It's always in my book, you go half and they go half.
Mhm.
Now, some days you may go do this and they'll come over here, and other days you may do this and they'll come over here. But on average, healthy relationships are this. And if you are constantly doing this and they're doing this, that's called enabling, right? You never
Absolutely.
have to, right? And if you're constantly doing this and they are doing this, they are codependent. So the healthy is the average of this and this.
Yeah. Never allow yourself to be used. That's not what we're saying, doing.
Yeah.
It is possible if you have attachment issues to work on yourself, if that's what you want to do. Identify your attachment style. Don't stick your head in the sand. Determine what you're dealing with. Work on it. Start journaling. Talk to someone if you want to get counseling. Seek professional help if that's what you need. Pray about it. Work through it. Identify what your childhood trauma was. And you can get through it and you can evolve and grow through it. It is possible.
hmm Both Dr. Tiffany and I do coaching, particularly from our own experience around this. And as she said, they're therapists that do this. There's a lot of help that's out there, and there's no one way in my book. There's lots of people who do it, and your job is to find someone who you resonate with and work with them. I don't believe it takes 10 years. I think you can, if you're with someone who understands you. Usually, I think that's one of the reasons why we all have some level of childhood trauma, is because we know what it's like and we are relatable, and we also know that there's a way out. And so if you are, resonating at all, you can go to my website, drmarissa.life. There's coaching. I'm offering a coaching special for this Chinese New Year time and New Year time. Dr. Tiffany is drtiffanytate.com. She's got ways to get in touch with her and work with her as well. We're just urging you, especially since the year of the snake is introspection, personal growth, all of that, this is the year. You can spend the whole year doing exactly what you did last year, which was most of the time. For me, this was me 16 years ago, where, I was unhappy and unfulfilled and unworthy. And it was not a fun, I looked good on the outside, but the inside, it was just like I was not happy. And so the work that I've done in the book that got written, Eight Ways to Happiness, is about how do we ourselves find the love that we are. And so I'm urging you, that's my final word this morning. Please, 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 please do that introspective work. Please, 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 please know how loving, lovable, and loved you are, that you're wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness, and that we're both holding that truth for you until you can believe it yourself. Dr. Tiffany, final word.
My final word is to challenge those negative beliefs that you have in your mind. Practice self-compassion, and remember that you can do anything you put your mind to, and that there's a difference between love and attachment. And you can just focus on yourself, look within yourself. And love is having strong feelings and affection towards oneself, but attachment is about how they make you feel. And know how you feel, and know what you want, and go after what you want, and be true to yourself.
Fantastic. Get Dr. Tiffany's books. You see them behind you. Lots of different great topics to use as stepping stones to teach your children about money, about uh, bad touching, lots of different great things there for you. I am also going to be live in person doing my yearly Get Happy Hour for Valentine's time, or SAD, Single Awareness Day. I also will be performing. I have a new stand up routine called Swipe or No Swiping. So please do. February 7th, save the date. It's at Lena's Trunk Shop Apparel in Long Beach, California. So I'll see you there. In the meantime, it's all about balance. You know the drill. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. That's so funny. I don't know why it does balloons sometimes and why it doesn't. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Tiffany, for being the co host with the mostest on Wednesdays, as usual. And now, oh, tomorrow is Throwback Thursdays. And the interview that I have on is going to be when the moon is in the seventh house and Jupiter. Who does that?
I don't know, but it sounded good.
Aquarius, Dr. Tiffany.
Oh,
Florence LaRue was in my studio, so we're bringing that to you while I'm up here in San Francisco. So enjoy Throwback Thursdays. And then Friday, it is Story Talk with Dr. Marissa and Ricky Rebel. Now, in the meantime, go and have. Take it out.
the best day ever.